Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with the draft for Game 2 of the Portland Burnsiders versus HellRaisins. I am Eckstein, joined once again by Sakai. How you doing, Sakai?
Yo, what's up? I am doing fantastic. I checked my my in-game audio levels, and Steam made everything super quiet, and I was like, I gotta turn everything up real quick. So, 1 second.
Classic. I always have mad problems with my audio. My audio levels just drives me up the wall. It's like playing Discord, streaming, you know, getting everything in balance. You know, it's like a draft of DotA. You know, right? Everything's got to be.
It literally is. You have to figure out what's your last pick devices that you like don't want to care about. But yeah, I can hear you now. We are Gucci. We're chilling. And speaking of chilling, HellRaisins are not chilling. They're keeping it hot. They've got Lena and Chaos Knight.
This is fiery.
Very.
You know, thematically, we got some great things going on here. Both heroes are orange. A lot of fire involved, but just some weirdness there. I mean, draft-wise, also, I mean, to pull it back a little bit, Burnsiders grabbing that Oracle. Tiny left in the pool, which is considered a very strong hero. Burnsiders last game with that late ban of Clockwork, another strong hero. But kind of given the opportunity in this game after picking that Oracle first, they're like, Tiny's still in the pool, we're going to snag that up. But this Chaos Knight, I mean, do you think that's just straight up picking an uncommon pause 1 in your second pick? Or are we going to see that be an offlane or a pause 4?
So in the series up against Steven the Cat, HellRaisins picked the CK, and he kind of destroyed with it. It was offlane CK in that game, but he went 18-6 and was top net worth in like the entire game except for the Sven that was on the enemy team. And so maybe like their plan is we're just gonna pick a comfortable hero. So if they pick the Sven again, we can like try to run over it because it looks like they're confident in that matchup. So as we're seeing in the first banning phase already, or the first and second rather, they've let the Sven go through so far. I wonder if they're gonna continue to let him go through. But it looks like that's something that they're just kind of comfortable with. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick only comfort picks this game. Best of 2 series, Burnsiders kind of won the first game pretty convincingly. Like it didn't seem like there was anything HellRaisins could do just because they were always playing the map super well. And so I think HellRaisins at this point are just going to play, you know, what they're comfortable with. Actually, in the last game that they played up against Steven the Cat, we saw the Lena and the CK laning together in the off lane. So it looks like they kind of have like this draft already situated. There are other heroes in that game where the Winter Wyvern on support, they had a safe lane Riki and a middle Death Prophet, but I'm pretty sure those were reactive picks. But we'll have to see here as they're going into their next bans to see kind of exactly what Portland Burnsiders want to do. I like the Oracle. Who was on it was League of Legends. Which one is that? Is that
that's
Goat James?
Yeah, Goat James in this draft, the pause 5. So I mean, Oracle as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of flexibility in heroes in Dota, but Oracle more of a pretty hard 5. You know, you won't really see him picked in other positions, especially with this Tiny picked up, which also as well is, you know, pretty flexible position wise, but pause 4, very common spot for the Tiny.
Yeah, but I mean, Go James had a fantastic game on the Oracle last game, so like they can start picking some comfortable pick for Goat James, and then going to that second pick, just something with a little bit more versatility with that Tiny. Yeah, well, as you said, chances are we're going to be seeing that like pause 4 Tiny, but we'll see. If they do end up picking something that like Tiny would just destroy in like mid lane or something, if HellRaisins do, then they of course Portland Burnsiders can just run it in whatever lane. So I like honestly starting off with these like versatile picks because like there's so much that you can do with them. And HellRaisins banning out some more pushing, as once again Oracle and Tiny generally mean some kind of pushing lineup, but we're gonna be seeing a lot of those like pushing heroes banned out. The Drow from Burnsiders, and then from HellRaisins the Troll, the Vino, the Underlord. These heroes I just kind of like grouping up at a certain point and then just kind of like trying to run down one lane and ending the game. So
yeah,
spending a lot of time on this ban.
I like the ban on the Lifestealer from the Burnsiders. That certainly seems like it could be some trouble with the pause 3 Chaos Knight infested, and then kind of, you know, reality rifting somebody close to you and popping out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Lifestealer is like, as like if you're playing CK, like in that 1v1 kind of situation, the CK kind of will win, like in that late game. But like in mid early game, which is when Lifestealer generally wants to end the game. And that Lifestealer pick would be so strong this game, especially with the Lina. Or the Lifestealer would own them. I'm sorry, especially with the Lina, because like you can just bait so hard with that. Yeah.
Chen being picked up by HellRaisins here. That's an interesting pickup.
I haven't seen them play this. I'm gonna go through their other games as well, really quick. I don't see a Chen on their draft so far, so this could be a new hero for them, at least in this tournament. Yeah. And if so, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I like Chen a lot. Was telling you a little bit of my background before the cast, and I just really enjoy watching Chen games, watching Kuroki play Chen. Other favorite players such as Puppy, play pretty vicious Chen. Chen's pretty. I attempt to play Chen, but we're not here to talk about me. But it's pretty funny with Chen as well, because it feels like it's definitely a hero that some people love to play it. I'm sure there's people that are ambivalent about it, but also amongst those people that love to play it, some of them are very particular about how they think Chen should be played. And I think that this game, at least the ability to summon your teammates around the map, being able to drag that Chaos Knight, that could be pretty helpful, because as an offlaner, he doesn't really have any added mobility. I mean, close range, he's got some tricks, but he's not going to be able to say the Timber saw in the last game, be able to quickly rotate around the map. And if you have that Chen, being able to summon him and TP back into places, that could be smart. Burnsiders see the Chen and they say, well, let's cleave through those creeps.
Yeah. So far, I think we're gonna be seeing this Chen go in the safe lane, just because HellRaisins are more comfortable laning that CK with the Lina, and also when you're on dire side, Chen safe lane support is so strong because you have access to that hard camp. There's an easy camp nearby if you're able to get the dispel creeps and stuff. But I mean, HellRaisins, I think they picked the CK expecting the Sven. Because they didn't let it through. They found out Viper and literally everything else. Ooh, they're actually gonna steal the Timber Saw. It's good. It's really good against Sven.
Yeah.
In the laning phase, but we'll have to see.
Quick from the Burnsiders though, so it seemed like they, mentally might have been pretty prepared for this, picking up the Bat Rider.
Yeah, this is really good. You can stop the CK from getting his Phantasm off, and in that time, your Sven Tiny just burst him down. I really like this pickup. Probably we're gonna be seeing, I assume, the Bat Rider middle, but they can run off because they don't have last pick, so I'm assuming, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
I was gonna mention that there's probably a little bit of flexibility there, at least in the moment,
yeah.
But it is an interesting proposition.
They could, in theory, if they wanted to do this, if we're expecting a Timber Saw to go offlane for HellRaisins, because it's still kind of up in the air, because neither team really knows what that mid laner is gonna be at.
Yeah.
They could lane the Bat Rider up in the safe lane up against the offlane Timber Saw, if that's what the lane is gonna be, and just have the Sven Tiny Oracle or something like that tri-lane up against Lina CK Chen.
Right.
And I think they would that would be a pretty even matchup, and it would just kind of be whatever team plays better. But then your offlane Bat Rider is gonna destroy Timber Saw. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, we actually saw offlane tri-lane with the Sven in the Enigma game from the ESL 1 earlier today.
Yeah, it's super good. There's so much utility that you get out of these heroes. So
yeah, just use your supports to get your teammate rolling.
Yeah, exactly. Portland Burnsiders banning out the Void makes me think that they think that HellRaisins' last pick up is going to be their safe laner, which makes me think that they think this is a Timber Saw mid, which makes me think the Spat Rider might be mid, but maybe I'm overseeing this. Maybe I'm thinking too far, as HellRaisins are going to ban out the Invoker. So HellRaisins think that the Bat Rider is not going to be mid, most likely.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, Portland Burnsiders might just run over them, because in theory, all right, I don't mean to theory craft or anything, but HellRaisins banning out the Invoker means that they think that Portland Burnsiders don't have a mid yet. Right. Banning out the Void makes you think that this Timber Saw is going to be middle. So if Portland Burnsiders are reading this right, it's going to be Timber Saw, according to them, it's going to be Timber Saw middle, and they can run the Bat Rider middle up against Timber Saw and just destroy him. But we'll have to see, as they're banning out the Ursa now, as they still think it's going to be the safe lane last pick for HellRaisins.
Yeah, and HellRaisins are indeed still banning out mids as well. So I sort of think that it might be the Batrider played by Vinny Sao. But, you know, I think there is potential for it from Aaron. And, you know, you see Weehaw again, to talk about some other pro players. Weehaw playing it quite a bit in the mid lane.
Yeah. I mean, if Vinny's comfortable on it, they could just have Vinny go Batrider middle and then have Aaron go whatever hero he wants to. I just think okay, so the thing is, like, they don't have last pick, so it's like they have to pick, like, they have to, like, pick a lane and then stick to it, or pick something versatile and then look at what HellRaisins are going to do. So they're picking the Bloodseeker, offlane Blood Bat mid, or Blood mid Batrider offlane, and I'm assuming that they're doing this because whatever lane Timbersaw goes into, they want to give him, like, the worst time of his life. And I like this because it gives them versatility still, even despite having all the heroes picked. I'm super interested to see what HellRaisins pick here and what lane they go in, because I think now that they see this Bloodseeker picked up, they're like, gosh, like, is this gonna be offlane Blood? Okay, so Timbersaw's not convinced, so it's gonna be the Storm Spirit mid, Timbersaw offlane. So if they want, we could see that try versus try with the solo bat against Timbersaw. Okay, never mind. So it's gonna be Aaron on the Batrider. Okay, so it is still gonna be the Batrider middle, but it's not gonna be that Timbersaw mid. It's gonna be Matsuri on that middle Storm Spirit up against Aaron on that mid Batrider, but still Batrider destroys Storm in the first like 5-6 levels. So I honestly think Portland Burnsider's draft is really good. Offlane Bloodseeker super annoying to play up against. You can still do that solo Blood versus Timber, but they might just do dual lanes depending on it. We'll have to see what they do. But I really like Burnsider's draft right here. Like, I think that they kind of have to start stomping pretty early game, but it's like if they do, like, HellRaisins don't have that much of a comeback mechanic. Like CK, they're only farming heroes like Timber Storm, but it's like those aren't that strong at coming back in the game anyway. So I think Burnsider's draft is really good if they can get the start that they want to, but we'll have to see as we get into game number 2. This best of 2 series. I almost said a no word.
Certainly, you know, some keys to the Burnsiders that need to come into play: the Bloodseeker, the Batrider, even Tiny to a certain degree. You know, you need to get that momentum. You need to get rolling. If you don't, you know, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. God, I'm so interested to see what these lanes are gonna be actually. Oh my! I honestly, for the sake of like entertainment, I want to see the try versus try. But we'll see. We'll have to see.
We're getting a pause here. One of the players must just be using the facilities or something. Draft complete.
I don't think you've got the facilities for that, big man. Sorry, that's an old meme.
Still checks out though. Still checks out.
Let's go. Okay, so let's see. Kava's going for double tangos. I mean, it's kind of standard on Timbersaw. Like, gosh. Okay. I'm trying to look at these items and see if they're gonna be doing the try in solo or if they're gonna be dual laning. But I think it's gonna be kind of hard to tell off that. I think we'll just have to wait to like see where they're going. Let's see. Vinny has 2 shared tangos. Is this gonna be Aaron on the off? Is this gonna be? Why does Vinny have the 2 shared tangos?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're gonna rotate the lanes and have Vinny play the Bloodseeker, but maybe it's just part of the build that Vinny wants to do. He doesn't want to buy any tangos, and it's just gonna rock with those from the Oracle.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Wow, Burnsiders are like, I don't know, they're playing very creative this game, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like they're taking some meta stuff, and they're like really with HellRaisins draft. They're really playing around it and like being really creative.
Yeah, I was gonna give a shout out to Pro Guides, which Vinny Sal is a part of that series.
Oh, and, nice.
Definitely kind of a lot of creative hero builds in there for people that are trying to learn Dota 2. Some great guides.
Okay, so this is interesting. It looks like KU's gonna be mid, I think. What? Looks like they're gonna be having Aaron and Notorious go in the off lane, and League and Vinny in the safe lane with the Oracle and Bloodseeker, which means that we're gonna be seeing the KU middle most likely. They swapped the 2 share tangos over from Bloodseeker to KU.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I like this though. Like this is This is keeping us on our toes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
what the heck?
See where things end up. You never really know until the horn starts. But Vinny, yeah, safe lane right now.
Wow. Do you think that they're like this confident that they can just do whatever they want, or do you think that they've they've been like theorizing this for a while, like something along these lines?
I mean, you know, confident in their heroes, confident where they play.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's gonna be so interesting.
I mean,
HK is already. HK got a peek at the top lane, so he's already starting to head bottom.
And Ice Shadow actually into some trouble here. But he doesn't have a ton of health. Doesn't dodge the LSA though, as the Lina will salve up.
It's very close. Yeah, Vinny has like 10 more movement speed, so he's fine.
No.
So now Aaron's going. Okay, so they are swapping lanes because they want the Bat Rider up against the Timbersaw. I think this is the right decision, but I mean, yeah, their TPs are still off cooldown. So I wonder if they're gonna keep this. So we are gonna see that tri lane coming out from HellRaisins as we predicted. The question is Vinny gonna go top and Notorious TP bottom?
Yeah,
because Notorious is gonna be roaming a lot. We see he has the early boots up. But so yeah, they really want this Timbersaw up, or this bat up against Timber.
Yeah, Vinny does miss the first wave there. He's gonna TP now, so they actually are. He walks all the way up there to save the TP though. As the Timbersaw TP's top, and now Vinny just TP's bottom. See if I get the better matchup. Lina will rotate as well though, as Chen recalls the Timbersaw though. So.
Oh, they baited them.
Yeah.
Oh, this is perfect. Oh my God, HellRaisins actually have such good lanes now.
Yeah, pretty funny games being played here. We'll see if they can execute though now that we have the matchups. And
yeah, right?
CK though in a lot of trouble though. He will go down first blood. Goes to Aaron. He had like 6 stacks.
This game is so weird. Like actually, like this is the most like weird like start to a Dota game I've seen like such a long time.
Yeah, I mean Vinny's getting last hits now that he's down here. So they're kind of cheekiness coming out from HellRaisins, but also, you know, Burnside is able to kind of get what they want.
Yeah, it's like it feels like HellRaisins like did the big brain play, like everything worked out for them, but it's like they're not executing it right now. Yeah. I don't know. It's still the first like 2 minutes. It's kind of too early to tell, but I mean, like if this continues, like this is not going to be looking good for them.
Yeah, Notorious just dodging these LSAs. The avalanche combo on this Lina. She's got the sticky napalm.
This is not real.
Stacks are going to be building up. She's going to go down again. Does get a nice stun that time, and able to delay this for a while. Notorious will get the kill though.
What the heck?
And the early boots on the Tiny paying off, and Bat Rider just getting some work done. Top lane.
What is this? This is the most weird game. This like none of this makes sense. Okay, like the middle matchup I understand, like Sen versus Storm. Like your Sven actually can do pretty good up against Storm. Like you're pretty tanky. You get an early bracer and all that, and it's like Matsuri doesn't really have the mana to continuously keep bursting down to Sven. As long as you buy enough regen, and Kay's a good enough player that he recognizes how important this regen is. But it's like these lanes, like the swapping and like this, like it seems like Burnsiders at the start didn't even know what they entirely wanted them to do, and then they were like, you know what, this works out. Like screw it, like we'll figure it out, and like they are figuring it out.
Yeah.
Oh, mid.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's a good pickup for sure. Storm Spirit getting slowed down. The rotation from Notorious, and wondering what he has on his career. Oh yeah, he's got a bunch on his career. About to have the Tranquils. Very early farm.
And this is, yeah, this is really big because if K wants, he can just go like start farming jungle now. Like he can farm jungle, get that wave, and like this entire time Storm wasn't able to push the wave out. So it's like you can't equalize that right away. So yeah, this is really good for Sven because he's getting like double effectiveness out of this.
Yeah, it's nice as well if he actually kind of clears this camp, keep it away from Chen a little bit as well.
Oh yeah, super good. Oh, and a bottle. Let's go.
Yeah, Notorious with the smoke. We'll see if they can get another kill on Storm Spirit here. Be able to just walks past the Arcane Rune to hide his presence. Coming in though now, the Avalanche here will get the toss back to Sven. The Stormhammer coming in as well. A lot of damage. Dodges the LSA. not quite enough damage to get the finish. Notorious will come up to get the Arcane Rune, though. So no bottle charges for the Storm Spirit. 5-minute runes coming up here.
Matsuri has the Fairy Fire, though, and like I don't think he was gonna die from that second one unless he like kept playing super aggressive, but especially not with Ice Shadow TPing in. But look, when Ice Shadow's gone, like Coco just like he has to just kind of like give up a little bit. And Aaron surprisingly hasn't been able to get that much CS in this lane. I'm surprised. HellRaisins, like that lane swap definitely helped him out a ton, because otherwise like they would be so far behind right now. But instead, like they're still managing to somehow not be as far behind as we thought they were going to be. And Coco's still getting a decent amount out of this, but like there still is that kill threat on him.
A couple stacks of sticky napalm. Aaron underneath the tower has to move forward to dodge the LSA. And Tiny just trying to, will get the finish with the avalanche on the Chaos Knight. Probably possibly not worth it though.
Yeah, Ice Shadow does get some much needed gold because after that TP middle and not getting anything out of it. So I think this kind of equalizes the past like few minutes now. HellRaisins, they get like a small little gold lead, but like for the most part, like I don't think Batrider or CK, either of them are like really too upset about that.
And Chen's just kind of farming away slowly. Is level 3, so now access to the next tier of creeps. Does have a mud golem. Will find the Sven here. At the main time though, KU not quite within range of Stormhammer on the Storm Spirit. Is getting stunned up from Chen here. Oracle's out here. KU just Stormhammers the mud golem creeps.
Makes sense. He wants the gold.
Yeah.
He wants to make Chen's life miserable.
Right.
Oh, Aaron top lane's getting very low.
Yeah, he has bottle and he has wand here, so maybe a little bit of a bait as well. Notorious is there, so we'll be able to kind of create a little bit more space for him in that top bounty rune. Left there for 1.5 minutes. That is juicy for Aaron with that bottle.
Fact they're able to keep it up for so long. It's all I'm kind of like. There's got to be something wrong. Like, why did they push it? Like, I'm surprised they didn't try to like go and like aggress that. And speaking of aggress,
yeah, exactly. The double damage on Notorious though, so we'll be able to punch down the Lina. Now that the Oracle has shown up here as well, they're gonna move on to this Chaos Knight. The sticky napalm stack now up to 4, and he's gonna be dropping quick here. The toss by Tiny, great plays by the Notorious, hanging in there, even though he didn't really have a whole lot of health to work with.
Absolutely.
Now that Timbersaw's hit level 6, Vinny in a little bit of trouble here. See if a Rupture comes out. Yeah, there it is. On the edge of tower range. Still pinging. Vinny's kind of like, can anybody?
So everyone was super low on Burnsider. So Vinny, I think he was like, all right, I can go for this. I can try to get some. I can try to like kill like Keva before like I don't know, like before he keeps snowballing like a Timbersaw does, like before he's unkillable. Yeah. But Keva kind of used the opportunity to bait, and like then nothing came out of it because like both of them were super low, and neither of them wanted to risk their life to kill the other one. So.
Definitely. And Oracle finding Chen a little bit in the jungle. At some point, he's not gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say HK's level 3 right now.
Yeah.
This does not feel good at all if you're HellRaisins.
The thing is like Vinny or KU are gonna start taking over this jungle. So Chen's not gonna have too much more room in the jungle to get much happening.
Yeah, he's like 2 levels down right now. Like,
yeah,
he's so far behind. Like, it makes sense usually because like that's what you expect from a Chen. But like, I think like if you're a Chen, you have to be more proactive on the map. But he's not been given those opportunities so far. And so it's like, and also because of how Portland Burnsiders are playing, once again, they're playing the map really well, and they're not giving him the opportunities to do so. We know Keva, bottom lane with the Rupture, gonna get the Flame Break back into the silence from Vinny, and they should be able to run him down.
Yeah, the lasso as well, just to really make sure that they get it. That's a good kill, and you might as well just, kind of commit that skill there. Hadn't really came out yet from the Batrider. And
yeah.
League of Legends still just kind of wants to kill the Chen here, but at the least he'll just sap some XP, which kind of slows down this whole process. Chen still not at level 4 yet.
Yeah, so much. This is a 4v5 now. Like, Chen has to do so much to get back in this game. Like, he actually does. But it's so hard because, like, they can't make these plays right now. Like, Portland Burnsiders are either too tanky or it's like their heroes just do too much damage.
Yeah, and Chen's creep right now even as well, just kind of running through the tower range, but that kind of, if anything,
oh no,
doesn't get the
not like
right
this.
position. Now Chen's gonna go, well, potentially go down here. The cleave from his own creeps, oh my god, betrays him. He got cleaved twice off his own creeps. And then Aaron just comes in for the finish.
Great teamwork from Portland Burnsiders there.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Vinny's just farming bottom. Like, he is taking a look at these at the net worth. He's top of the net worth right now, followed by his own Sven, which I think Sven should be farming a little bit more, but as this middle Sven, you kind of expect him to be a little more active. And he's not going to be able to be top net worth right away because, like, we're in this phase now where it's like, oh, top lane.
Yeah, 10-minute room coming in here. Oracle trying to get in there to make some action happen with it, but not able to do so.
At least I get the Oracle.
Yeah, that was fine for HellRaisins getting the kill on the Oracle. They're pretty happy with it. I mean, they control the one rune up there. Timber.
KU mid might die.
KU, yeah, KU in a little bit of trouble. Kind of been wondering what the Storm Spirit's been up to. Hasn't necessarily picked up a whole lot of items, but that's kind of an easy kill on KU. Gonna be happy with.
Yeah, so this is a really good opportunity. All right, top lane Notorious is just gonna go down to Coco and Eyeshadow, but so this is a really good opportunity now for HellRaisins to really like this is such a small window, but it's like so there's this time where like your Sven was middle and like he can't be farming all the time. All right, HK, look, you're playing. Why are you playing so aggressive?
Yeah, and 28 XP off of level 6, so that kind of hurts as well because you know anytime you're a global hero and you don't have your global skills yet, it's kind of kicking yourself.
Like useless.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, okay. So there's this window now where Portland Burnsiders, it's like, okay, do we want our Sven to farm or do we want our Bloodseeker to farm? And realistically, your Bloodseeker, he went Veil, he's going Ado. So like you're like Vinny is supposed to be the one who's supposed to be fighting right now. So you have to transition your mid laner and your safe / off laner / whatever because these lanes were so crazy. Not okay, sorry. Yeah, so you have to transition these heroes, and so it's like in this time, HellRaisins should be able to pick off whatever hero is just like either A in the wrong spot, and speaking of wrong spot, Oracle's just gonna go down to the top heroes.
This heal though has been lasting forever. Gets the false promise off to just cause more trouble and just be obnoxious in here. Definitely gonna die. But the bait gets the Storm Spirit.
It feels like HellRaisins are dropping the ball right now. Like, if they need to find the hero that's either gonna be Sven or Bloodseeker. That when they're trying to transition into like fighting, there's gonna be a point where one of them are gonna be weaker, or Sven's gonna go into the jungle and he's gonna be weaker than he should be because he doesn't have that farm yet. So it's like there's this small window of opportunity where it's like you have to play so aggressive, you have to play in their face and just like you don't have to even do anything. You just have to make them feel uncomfortable and farm, like make them not be able to farm where they want to. But it's like because not HK, I mean kind of HK, but because of like HellRaisins aren't able to like I don't know they just can't play the map. It seems like their drafts are okay. Everything else on paper is like okay. Kava's not okay. She's gonna go down.
Yeah, in the Sticky Napalm, a good answer to Timbersaw, alongside some of these other tools that the Burnsiders have on hand. I was gonna point out, yeah, just on that note of like not really being able to effectively pull off their plan. You know, it's like you had Chen mid, it's got a couple creeps, and then it's almost like Chen sometimes is just like a farm factory for other players. Oh, Vinny survives the Laguna. Avalanche coming in here, Vinny tries to just get out at the final there. The Rupture does hit the 2 heroes though, that's beautiful. At the same time though, okay, KU has shown up. Look at the Storm Hammer on 2. He's just gonna be able to plow through the Lina, and now the CK thrown back to the tower as well. Perfect timing by KU showing up.
I think HellRaisins are a very good team. I think they are. I think they're a very smart team. They can draft well. They can like get these plans well. They're like mechanically they seem pretty like skilled. They were able to do some like really cool cheeky stuff in the laning phase, which like gives me a lot of hope. But it's like their execution just seems so off. I don't know if it's their map play. I don't know. I don't know like what exactly it is. Like it's like a mixture of these like small things, but it's like. They're so close to like being able to like take these like big opportunities and punish Burnsiders super hard, but because they're not able to, it's just hurting them so much. Like they take that like kill mid, but they dive a little bit too deep. And like the moment that I see Matsuri about to be like silenced up by like this Bloodseeker, like I'm like you're playing into a Blood Right. It's like what are you doing?
Yeah, and Vinny will do a little bit of his combo on the CK illusion. I was curious whether the Burnsiders were aware that the CK had used his Phantasm there, but you know, it didn't use Rupture on him or anything. That really, you know, it's not really that great of a victory. You know, obviously any small little bit helps. So if you are able to, you know, pull off a little bit of trickery like that, that's great. But CK has been, you know, fairly kept in check here. Burnsiders are do have 4 players mid here. The Avalanche, the toss back on the Lina, they're going to be in trouble. And yeah, Chen just moves the army in towards the Sven and the Batrider. I think everybody here from the Burnside is like, wow, thanks for the money. The Rupture on the Storm Spirit as well. He's going to go high ground and be safe there. But the toss coming over on the Chen. Chen gets blasted. And Storm Spirit in some trouble as well here. There's the lasso, just going to hold him in place. And, you know, Chen Centaur Creep gets a 3-person stun by, you know, Chen's dead with Mech and Hand of God off cooldown, or off cooldown.
Yeah, and Keva was trying to farm bottom, but he's going to be punished for this.
Yeah,
like, I think they kill him. I'm like, oh, wait, never mind. He's too far ahead. Oh, never mind. They get the root.
And oh yeah, he was TPing there, so that TP got canceled there. Not gonna be able to get away with the chain TP, and from bad to worse for HellRaisins.
It was a 2K network lead for Portland Burnsiders a few minutes ago, and the kill score was like 14-7 or something like that, or like 14 to something. Like it was a pretty decent kill difference, but the net worth was like pretty equalized. It wasn't equalized, but it was like HellRaisins weren't that far behind. But it's like 1 kill on Keva bottom, 1 like little bad fight mid, and it's like now it's like hovering 4 or 5K, and it's like. That was only with a few kills. Like the kill difference was already big before, and the net difference wasn't that big. But it's like now it's only just gonna scale. Like it's gonna only exponentially change. Like it's not additively. Like you can't expect to like keep making these mistakes and like be able to like, as you said last game, just be okay with it. Like it's just gonna keep getting worse. And like, God, it sucks because like HellRaisins are like, for a second they're in a good position. For a second they're like they're doing something like super right that like you'd see like a really good team do, and that would set them up for success. But then like I don't know, they just drop the ball in like the weirdest ways. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they're in a tough spot. CK doesn't really have the flash farm potential. He's going for a BKB now after his armlet. It's just one of those things. It's like, well, but when you're up against a Sven and a Bloodseeker, as well as like Batrider has his control, your BKB is going to help you with some of the control of the Batrider, but both Sven and the Bloodseeker are just going to chomp right through you. They don't care about those items.
Yeah.
They're going to find the Lina here. Storm Spirit is using his ulti to run away. They're not going to help out the Lina, and the Burnside is going to push top lane, cut the wave as well. So that tower's not going to stand much longer. Keva continues to push out bottom by himself. He's got a little bit more wave to clear than some of these other heroes. But once the Burnsiders take down this tower, they can, you know, rotate to technical lanes as they wish.
Yeah, so, and as you were saying about the CK, like the BKB is going to be H is going to die, but it's whatever. This is going to keep happening.
Chen sort of watching that. Sorry to speak over you. Chen sort of watching that tower get taken down and watching his creeps do their work, and then Notorious shows up.
Yeah, I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was doing there, to be honest. But so yeah, so CK is gonna get this BKB. It's like, yeah, like this is a good item. Like you need a BKB. Okay, he's changing his item now. Thank God. Because I was gonna say, so you, like, imagine this. Like you're a CK, 25, 26 minutes in the game. You finally get your BKB, which you have an armlet, and they have freaking on Sven. They would have at this point like Aghanims, like Echo Saber, maybe BKB, like depending on how like fast like they're farming and like what kind of fights they're taking. And it's just like you would do no damage.
They are trying to go on a KU here. KU has some long charges to pop off. Does help with the survivability. The last one, the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit getting blasted quickly. Not going to be able to survive out through that. Laguna Blade comes out and it doesn't even kill KU. Now the root on the Lina. KU coming back in. He has God Strengths if he wishes. There it is, the pop. And Ice Shadow being thrown back towards him, the sacrificial offering. Captain Coco TP's out.
Oh, so close.
Oh yeah, almost an avalanche.
But that's Roche though.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna ping out Roche because God Strength's still up, so why not? You know.
I think I've pinpointed what's going on with HellRaisins. Okay, so it's like that was almost really good, and it was the same thing we've been seeing for both games in the series now. So it's like they get this situation. They're about to make this like really big, really cool play, and it's like but because of like how they've been playing earlier, it's like, yeah, you don't have the damage, so it's like that would have worked, but it didn't. I think that they're playing these situations even like when we saw that like with the Phantasm, Coco kept going in, despite getting one illusion, despite not having really anyone else really that was able to fight like nearby him. I don't think they're thinking through what's gonna happen after this fight or what's gonna happen, like what the outcome of the fight's gonna be. I think they're looking at this like we have this, they have this, let's fight, and they're not looking at it like we have this, they have this, what's gonna happen when we fight. It seems like they're just like, I don't know, like these fights don't seem entirely like thought through, but it's like that and like a little bit of like, I don't know, maybe like execution or like being in the wrong spot at the wrong time or something. But it's like overall, I mean, there's like, it sucks watching this. It's so irritating because it's like this should be working. They should be making these really good plays, but they're just like barely missing. And like speaking of barely missing, like mid lane, like Kev is just dead. Like, he almost gets a kill on Vinny, he doesn't, and now there's gonna be 3 heroes here.
Notorious did end up trading to Captain Coco. I think one of those situations that he probably wanted to try to get the kill on CK. In the meantime, though, they're in the midst of killing this hard to kill Timbersaw. They do take him out. Laguna Blade came out on the Oracle to try to blast him down, but not enough to stop Kobe.
Yeah, like Burnsiders are so okay with this. Like now it's like almost 10k net worth lead 20 minutes in. Like you trade your Tiny for the Timbersaw. Tiny's back up now. You can start going for a fight. You already have Aegis on your Sven still. It's like they're so okay with this. Like all of your heroes are like doing so well on farm. Your Batrider's barely behind the Storm and CK, literally barely. And it's like those are like their only 2 heroes with any kind of farm on HellRaisins. Like Timbersaw, yeah, like a little bit, but it's like that's a Timbersaw. Like that's what you expect. Like, but this like his toolkit's not gonna change until he gets like some like these crazy items and stuff. So like it's not really that effective net worth.
Yeah, and again, you know, in some ways, sort of maybe kind of limited on the hard stuns. The LSA is a skill shot. You know, Chen, anything that you can be able to grab is a skill shot. Essentially, there's just the Satyr net. That's about it. CK Blast is the only one that you have that's like an actual. I
think HK's given up.
I guess Vortex. Yeah, he's trying to just
Did you
do
catch
what he can
that?
as Chen, but no.
So Batrider, like, so they had a HellRaisins had a ward there. He saw Batrider coming up there. He was still sitting in the trees, unless he's lagging or something.
Well, I mean, either
like,
that or he's
they walk up
with the Chen micro.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, but like, he sits in the trees. He knows they're coming for him. Like, sees it. Like there's like a whole like football field long like link, and like they just walk up to him. And he's like, all right, like this is my life. I'm gonna try to get as much farm as I can, which I guess makes sense. You can't really do anything because Batrider could cancel your TP with Lasso, but it's like, is he actually gonna waste Lasso on your Chen who's died what 5 times right now? Which is actually, I was expecting more than that, but there's not that much like kills so far.
No, he doesn't have much net worth either, and Chen's one of those heroes as well that like his whole kit, his whole like idea is to kind of ramp up his healing, but it's just one of those situations. You know, sometimes in a game like this, you know, you want like a Force Staff or a Glimmer Cape from your fall spot, something that can really swing a fight. And the heals are great, but you know, if you don't have the other teammates that can do what you need to do in a fight, as well as if you also just keep getting picked out. Nice stuff by the Centaur though, and now the CK showing up. Little Scepter is there. Lasso gonna come in on the CK with the Rupture, so getting dragged across, gets thrown out of the silence.
Phantasm.
Timbersaw's here, and Chen hasn't used Mech there's Mech, hasn't used Hands of God yet. Oh, misses the CK though with the Hand of God as he gets bursted down by KU. Storm's God Strength is up. Timbersaw getting thrown around. He's going to go down as well. Now the Yule Scepter on the Chen. One player TPing away. That is Melina. Storm Spirit, full health, full mana. Can't really do anything.
Yeah, this is it feels so hard for HellRaisins right now.
Yeah.
It's like that was they had a pretty good initiation there. They were able to like kind of like play with HellRaisins for a little bit, but then like they just rotate. They got that bottom tier 1 tower then immediately. I think that they wanted to push that bottom tier 2 as well, because it seemed like they were like super gonna like hard commit for it. But then like, okay, you force to fight middle, okay, we'll just go middle after taking that tier 1 and then take your tier 2. And okay, and they're gonna go back for this tier 2. Like I think, oh, never mind.
Just called GG's. So,
I don't blame them. Like there's no way you come back into this game with the CK.
Yeah, kind of a tough situation. GG's called, could have played it out a little bit more, but they saw the trend where it was going. They've had enough. I mean, yeah, definitely. all their heroes basically snowball heroes. And in that last fight, when you have Storm Spirit, you know, unable to just find an entrance into the fight, find a way in, you know, yeah, it's just that is.
Yeah, I mean,
it, so.
Yeah, Portland Burnsiders, I'm very impressed. HellRaisins, they were 3-1, I think, before this, or maybe they were 3-0. I don't know, because I'm not sure if Dota Buff is including the other game, but they 2-0'd Steven the Cat, and I don't remember. Okay, so that means they must have done a 1-1 before that or something. So yeah, so they were 3-1 before this. They looked very strong coming into this. Portland Burnsiders, this game looked very even, but I don't know. Maybe Portland Burnsiders are just that kind of team that's like built like good at countering like their like HellRaisins play style or something. Because it seems like every single time HellRaisins wanted to do something or were about to do something, Burnsiders were just like prepared for it. And I'm pretty sure, like I'm 90% sure it was Burnsiders being like well prepared and like thinking things through all the way. And there was a little bit of like I'd say like probably like situational luck ish, but for the most part, I feel like HellRaisins, I think they need to work on their execution a lot more. On paper, like they're a very smart team. Maybe there's like some mechanical stuff here and there, but I think for the most part, like I would sit down and I'd watch these replays. I'd be like, all right, execution-wise, like we almost had this, but we failed. Literally, I think this entire game, the last game not so much, but this entire game, every single time that they almost had something, they dropped the ball. Like, every single time they almost had something, it just like it just slipped out of their hands, just barely. So, I mean, still overall, congratulations to Portland Burnsiders winning the series 2-0. They definitely needed this, because I think this will put them at, I want to say #1 or maybe tied for first. I think it'll put them at first. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how the rest of the games go this week. But yeah, like congratulations to Portland Burnsiders as they 2-0 HellRaisins, this was looking like a very even match. But like, if you were to look at this match and not know what the scores were before that, you would not think this was going to be one of our like most even matches of the week.
Yeah, definitely a good result for us. I mean, you know, the way that this division is set up, the Aegis League, you know, it's kind of a round robin format. So,
yeah,
you know, everybody's playing everybody. And since this is just essentially the third week, and it looks like a few teams, I think maybe kind of behind on their number of games played, as well as I don't think that the bracket actually is kind of weird. In the sense.
Wait, okay, so I think it's broken online, but I have the spreadsheet real quick.
Oh, is it more properly updated on the Wikipedia?
Well, okay, so I don't know if that's even right, but so yeah, so we have a spreadsheet. Okay, so
maybe that's
so far, so all the games haven't played so far, that like have been needed to like be played, because like for some reason Wikipedia and Dota Buff weren't updating at the same time, and I also I made a little graphic somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But so basically, so Stormforce 5, Typical NA, and Odd-Otters are in first. They're tied for first with three map wins, and then below them is HellRaisins and Portland Burnsiders. That was this series. Both of them had 2 map wins. Or wait, HellRaisins had 3, according to Dota Buff. I don't know. Something somewhere went wrong with the numbers. But okay, so never mind. But so it was HellRaisins, then Portland Burnsiders, and then Maximum Wage, Steven the Cat, Nebula. They're all like 1-ish wins, like around there. But yeah, this is gonna put Portland Burnsiders right now in first. The other games haven't been played for the week, but I mean, like overall, like I like this is gonna hurt HellRaisins a lot going into this next week, because now not only are 3 teams ahead of them, but now 4 teams are with Portland Burnsiders. And I think Maximum Wage might be in a position to maybe like tie up with them, depending on if they beat Nebula this week. But Nebula they won 1 game, I think, but they weren't looking very strong. So I think Maximum Wage, if they 2-0 Nebula this week, it's gonna make HellRaisins have like a very, very hard time coming back for those top spots. For like the next upcoming weeks. But yeah, overall, Portland Burnsiders definitely impressed me, and I'm looking forward to more matches they have to play.
Nice. I know I am as well. Always a pleasure watching the Burnsiders play. We have kind of maybe a quieter week because Aaron's getting his wisdom teeth pulled out tomorrow. Shout out to him. Yeah, and I think this week is maybe a little bit chill on like some of the other qualifiers or stuff. Last week seemed like super busy. Bunch of Dota going on last week, but kind of, you know, maybe things resetting for a hot second. But then it seems like November again picking back up. There's some other tournaments going on in November. We are going to be playing in the Octagon League, so excited about that. Any other final words you want to throw out there, Sakai, before we wrap things up?
A shout out to our sponsors, Timu's Photos. You guys can check them out at it's spelled tmusphotos.com, but he has a YouTube channel as well. You can just look up Timus Photos and you'll find him there. Also shout out to our other sponsors, Roche Pit Studios and 82L. Of course, those are our very close partners with of course running the whole tournaments and getting our casters and stuff situated. But yeah, no, just overall, congrats to Portland Burnsiders. We've got 3 more exciting games this week. I don't think we have the time set for all those games, but stay tuned. We also got the Sunday show this upcoming weekend. Last weekend was canceled just because of a lot of like emergencies and personal stuff coming up. But yeah, apart from that, thanks so much for letting me join you on this game. This was definitely a really fun series, especially that last game.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was my pleasure having you with me here tonight. Appreciate it. Well, appreciate everybody joining us as well. You guys were a great audience. Congratulations again to the Burnsiders, and thanks for all the shout-outs covering the Amateur Dota League. I don't really have a ton to add after that. So that's going to do us, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am Axstein, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out!
Good night!